Man, I'm telling you, that night I could have sworn I spotted pure evil lurking in her eyes. It all kicked off with this birthday present, not from my wife, mind you, but from her mom, a shiny red Mercedes-Benz, top-notch, the sort of ride that makes folks stop and stare. My mother-in-law, Patricia, grinned at me, all fake and syrupy, and asked, "So, you like it, huh? You oughta be thankful." Truth is, I wasn't, and I never even took it for a spin. A week went by, then 2 rolled past. My wife, Amanda, she picked up on it. She's got this knack for eyeing me like a buzzard sizing up roadkill. One evening, she propped herself against our bedroom doorway, arms folded, her face scrunched up in this phony worry. "How come you won't drive that car?" she asked. I shot her a grin and said, "Hop in and find out." She scowled but snatched the keys anyway, heading out into the crisp night air. I tagged along, watching her slip into the driver's seat and hit the start button. Then her expression just locked up. A beat of quiet stretched out, then another. Her hands gripped the wheel tight. "Where'd this come from?" she muttered under her breath. I cocked my head and said, "Your mom handed it over, or did you forget?" Her throat bobbed like she was choking something down hard. Right then, it all clicked, the way the seat was set, the mirrors angled just so, that whiff of some dude's cologne that sure wasn't mine, and the kicker? The Bluetooth. The dashboard screen flared up with some guy's name I'd never seen before. She scrambled to shut it off, fumbling with the controls, but I leaned in and punched the call button. It started ringing. Amanda bolted out of that car like it was about to blow, slamming the door so hard it echoed. "Who's this Liam character?" I asked, keeping my tone even. She let out this cold, cocky laugh, the kind that says she's already pegged me for an idiot. "Oh, chill out, you're blowing this way out of proportion. He's just a buddy." "A buddy, huh?" I whipped out my phone and snapped a shot of the name glowing on the screen. "So this pal of yours just happens to have his phone linked up to my birthday gift?" She rolled her eyes like I was the crazy one. "It's Mom's car, all right. I borrow it now and then." "Maybe he did too." "How should I know?" She was full of it. Always was. But she didn't see this coming, she thought she had me fooled, figured I was too dumb to catch on. Then my phone buzzed, a text from some random number. "Dude, I don't know you, but if Amanda's your wife, you gotta check your email." My guts sank like a stone. My fingers flew across the screen before my brain caught up, and there it was in my inbox. Photos, clips, a hotel room, Amanda with this Liam guy. My grip on the phone tightened as I glanced up at her. She caught the look on my face and took off running. I didn't bother chasing her down. I just stood there, watching her hightail it back into the house like some scared little kid. My pulse wasn't even racing, my hands stayed steady, my body already knew what my head was still wrestling with. I flicked through those emails, one after another, Amanda lounging on a hotel bed in a silky robe, smirking at the lens, Amanda sprawled out on white sheets, wearing nothing but that smug grin, Amanda cozied up with Liam, his face half caught in the mirror, his hand clamped on her waist like she was his property. I swallowed the bile creeping up my throat and strolled back inside. She was in the kitchen, shakily pouring herself a glass of wine, like that'd erase what I'd just seen. "Say something, will ya?" she mumbled. I leaned against the counter and asked, "How long's this been going on?" She took a sip, dodging my stare. "I got no clue what you mean." I let out a dry chuckle. "You don't, huh?" I held up my phone, tapping a photo. "This. How long?" Her face twitched, fear flashed for a second before she buried it under irritation. "Oh, give me a break, you're acting like a damn kid. Just answer me, Amanda." She huffed, rolling her eyes like I was the one being a pain. "All right, fine. A couple months. Happy now?" "Happy?" I stared at her, this woman I'd poured years into, and it hit me, she'd never really belonged to me, not like I'd been hers. Was he worth it? I asked, my voice tight. She shrugged. Dunno. Maybe. I locked my jaw tight, fighting the urge to smash my fist right through the drywall. Your mom was in on it, wasn't she? I said, and that finally got her to look up. She paused for a second, then let out a little sigh. She might have had a hunch, she admitted. I let out a laugh, not a happy one, just pure shock hitting me square in the chest. So she hands me that car, fully aware of the mess you were making? Amanda just took another slow swig of her wine, running her tongue over her lips like our marriage wasn't crumbling right there in front of her. Listen, it's not some huge drama. People step out all the time. You'll shake it off. That's when something in me broke loose. I stepped in close, dropping my voice low. Shake it off? She smirked at me. You're no saint yourself, you know. Maybe if you weren't so damn boring, I wouldn't have started looking elsewhere. Boring? I locked eyes with her, this woman I'd poured my heart into, and all I saw was a stranger, icy and selfish, not even bothering to fake a shred of remorse. Right then, I was done. No point in wasting more words, she'd already written me off as some chump not worth a half-decent cover story. I snagged my jacket and my own car keys, not those cursed Mercedes ones, and headed for the door. Where you off to? She tossed out, her tone flat and bored, like she was flipping through a lousy TV show she'd already tuned out. Anywhere that ain't here, I grumbled, stepping into the night. The air hit me hard, crisp and cold, slicing through the dull ache spreading in my chest. My phone buzzed in my pocket, same unknown number, you holding up? I know it's a lot, but there's more you gotta hear. I froze for a beat, then, before I even clocked what I was doing, I shot back, lay it all out. A minute dragged by, then another. Finally, it buzzed again, she's been with Liam almost a year, but he's not the only guy. My fingers clamped down on the phone. There's another one, Tyler. Dig into her texts. I slid into my car, chest heaving, hands moving like they had a mind of their own. They weren't shaking yet, but I could feel it coming. I pulled up her messages, scrolled fast, found Tyler, and bam, there it was, hundreds of them, last night still stuck in my head. You're something else. Man, I'd kill to wake up with you instead of him. He's clueless, it's honestly kinda funny. I squeezed my eyes shut tight, then a photo popped up, Amanda in our bedroom, my damn bedroom, snapping a selfie with nothing on but that smug grin. I chucked my phone onto the seat next to me and clamped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles went pale. One betrayal? Maybe I could have swallowed that. But two? I'd been sharing my life with a stranger, a heartless woman who'd been giggling at me while hopping between guys like it was all a big laugh. Then it hit me like a punch, who else was in on this? My pulse started thumping loud in my ears as I fired up the engine. I wasn't just walking away, I was torching this whole thing down. I peeled out, hands locked on the wheel like it was my lifeline, not even sure where I was headed. The streets zipped by in a haze, headlights flashing like streaks in the dark. My head was spinning, every new realization slamming into me like a sledgehammer. Amanda, Liam, Tyler, her cackling at me behind my back. I smacked the dashboard hard. How'd I miss it? The late nights, her glued to her phone all of a sudden, the way she'd doll up just to grab milk, I'd been a fool, a total sap she'd played for laughs. My phone buzzed again, that unknown number, want proof? Head home now. She's not by herself. My foot jammed the brakes hard. A car behind me blared its horn, swerving past, but I didn't give a damn. I sat there, hands choking the wheel, heart pounding like a drum. Not alone. I didn't even think, just yanked the car around and gunned it back toward the house. When I rolled into the driveway, my stomach twisted so tight I could hardly breathe. Her car was there, sure, but so was another, a black SUV, not that red Mercedes. I hopped out of the car, every nerve in me humming like a live wire. The front door wasn't even locked, my house, my damn place. I eased it open, creeping in as quiet as I could manage. The living room was all shadowy, lights turned low, but I caught it, voices drifting down from upstairs. I took the stairs 2 at a time, my heartbeat thundering in my skull as I got to the bedroom door. I paused, ear cocked, her laugh, that smug little giggle, then some guy's voice, deep and cocky. I shoved the door wide. There's Amanda, sprawled on the bed, half naked, blonde hair fanned out over the pillows, and right beside her, lounging like he owned the joint, was Liam. He glanced up, eyes popping wide. *T. Amanda? She didn't even twitch. Just sighed and rubbed her forehead like I was some annoying chore. You're making a scene, she mumbled. That's when I lost it. I stormed in, slamming the door so hard it rattled. This a joke to you? She smirked, actually smirked. Kinda, yeah. Liam squirmed, yanking his shirt back on. Hey, man, I jabbed a finger at him. Zip it. He stalled, then got up, hands in the air. She said you two were over, all right? I didn't know she was hitched at first. I swung back to Amanda. That right? She just shrugged. Does it even matter? I let out a hollow, icy chuckle. You're unreal. She rolled her eyes. Oh, quit acting like some wounded puppy. It's embarrassing. Liam edged toward the door. I'm just gonna, I stepped in his path. Plant yourself back down. He stopped cold. Amanda groaned loud. God, you're so extra. What do you want, a big teary admission? Okay, I cheated. Had a blast, more than once, with more than one guy. Satisfied? My jaw locked up tight. She tilted her head, eyeing me. What, you gonna swing at me? Go for it. Might make you less boring. I closed the gap, voice dropping low. Wouldn't bother wasting the effort. She laughed. Then why you still standing here? I dug into my pocket, pulled out my phone, and hit play. That wiped the smirk off her face fast, her own voice spilling out from those texts, he's got no clue. It's honestly hilarious. Liam spun toward her, brow furrowed. Hold up, was that about me? Amanda's mouth hung open, words stuck. I let the recording roll, more texts, more dirt, all her lies laid out bare. Liam's face turned stormy. You said you loved me. I flashed a bitter grin. Yeah, she fed me that line too. Amanda darted her eyes between us, her cool starting to splinter. Alright, you two, chill out. Liam snorted. Forget this. He snatched his keys and bolted. She glared at me. What's your deal? I slid my phone back in my pocket. My deal? I just blew up your little charade. You screwed yourself, Amanda. She crossed her arms. What, you gonna divorce me now? I grinned. Nah, already did. Her smirk vanished. I whipped out another phone, one she didn't know. While you were busy playing around, I wasn't sitting idle. Papers got served this morning. Check your inbox. She lunged for her phone on the nightstand, scrolling like mad. The color drained from her face. I headed for the door. Have fun with your new life, Amanda. Hope it paid off. I walked out, leaving her right where she deserved to be, solo. Didn't glance back, not when she yelled my name, not when something crashed against the wall, not when her footsteps pounded after me. I was at the front door when she caught up, grabbing my arm with a grip too flimsy to hold me. You can't pull this, she hissed. I turned, staring her down. That smug face of hers? Now it was all twisted up with something new, panic. Just watch. She shook her head, nails biting into my skin. No, you don't get to ditch me like this. We gotta hash it out. I laughed. Hash it out? You had a whole year to come clean, Amanda. Instead, you were too busy hopping into every bed but ours. Her jaw tightened. Okay, I messed up, but you're blowing this way out of proportion. There it was again, that same tired dodge, trying to flip it like I'm the crazy one. You torched our marriage, Amanda. You turned me into a damn clown, and now you're ticked because I'm done playing your game, I said, staring her down. She folded her arms tight. You're a joke. Always whining like you're the one who got hurt, but let's be real, you were never thrilling enough to keep me hooked. You bored me stiff. I shot her a crooked grin. Funny, though, ain't it? Here you are, practically begging me not to walk out. Her face twisted up, pure fury flashing in her eyes. Because you're making me look bad. I let out a sharp scoff. Oh, now you give a damn about opinions? I leaned in close, dropping my voice to a growl. Wait, till everyone hears the real reason I'm bailing. Her skin went pale, like the blood just drained out. You wouldn't dare. I yanked my phone out again, flicking through the screenshots. Don't need to. You already laid it all out for me. Her gaze darted to the open door, like she thought the whole neighborhood was lined up out there, gawking. Good, let her squirm under the spotlight for once. I spun around and marched out, banging the door shut behind me. For the first time in months, hell, maybe years, I felt lighter, like a load was peeling off my shoulders. My car roared awake, swallowing up her shouts from inside the house. Whatever she was yelling, I didn't give a rip, her words were just noise now. I'd poured too much into a woman who never earned it, and finally, I was cutting loose. As I peeled out, that heavy ache in my chest started easing up. It didn't vanish, none of this was a breeze, but I could finally suck in a breath without her lies clogging my lungs. My phone buzzed, snapping me out of it. I peeked at the screen, same unknown number that dropped the bomb on me earlier. I picked up. Yeah. A heavy sigh came through. You holding up? I blew out a breath through my nose, squeezing the wheel. Not even in the ballpark. Didn't think so, the guy said. Hate to pile on, but there's more you need to know. I clamped my jaw tight. Figures. Take a look at your bank accounts. My stomach hit the floor. Say what? A beat of silence. Amanda's been siphoning cash, little by little. Bet she figured you'd never catch it. I jerked the car to the side of the road, hands shaking now. How'd you find that out? He paused. I'm in finance. Seen enough shady moves to spot someone rigging a getaway. I didn't waste a second, pulled up my banking app, heart hammering, and there it was, thousands gone, poof. Not in one big grab, she was too slick for that, just steady drips, tiny transfers, fake little purchases adding up over months. She didn't just cheat, she'd been plotting her exit, probably banking on me being too spineless to push back. My hand balled into a fist. The guy sighed again. Yeah, sucks, man. I shook my head, choking down the fire in my throat. Nah, don't apologize. You just handed me the biggest lifeline I've ever gotten. A pause, then, what's your next move? I stared out at the road, gears already turning. Gonna claw my money back, I said, and make damn sure she regrets every minute of this. I hung up, heart steady now, anger frozen solid. Amanda thought she'd come out on top. She had no clue what I was about to unleash. I rolled into a parking lot and sank back in the seat, forcing myself to think straight, not just blow up. That's what she was counting on, me flipping out, screwing up. Not this time. I opened the banking app again, scrolling through it all, every sneaky withdrawal, every quiet little swipe. She'd been draining me dry, slow and steady, nothing big enough to trip any wires, but it stacked up. I smirked. She thought I'd sleep through it. I dialed my lawyer. Alex, I need every joint account with Amanda locked down, pronto. A beat, then, you sound steamed. Damn right I am. Can you make it happen? Give me 5 minutes. Make it 2. I hung up and flipped to another app, Find My iPhone. Amanda's always been careless, never logs out, never plans ahead. She piggybacked my Apple account to track her stuff, and right now, her phone was blinking from some hotel. I chuckled low under my breath. No surprise she wasn't moping around at home, she'd bolted right to one of her side pieces. Could have been Liam, maybe Tyler, or hell, maybe some other clown I hadn't even clocked yet. She figured she was in the clear, thought she had all the time in the world. I had a different playbook ready to roll. I threw the car into gear and made a beeline for that hotel. By the time I pulled up, I'd already rung the bank, flagged those sneaky transactions, and got Alex gearing up for a deep dive into our finances. Next time she tried dipping into our accounts, she'd slam into a brick wall. The place was ritzy, her kind of spot, all glitz and high-end vibes, tailor-made for stepping out on your husband. I strolled in, cool as ice, straight up to the front desk. The clerk, a young gal with bags under her eyes, glanced up. "Something I can do for you, sir?" I slid my phone across the counter, the locator app glowing. "Trying to track down my wife. Her phone's pinging from one of your rooms." She wavered. "Sorry, we can't hand out guest info." I fished out my wallet, slipped a crisp 100 her way. "Just need a room number." She let out a sigh, peeked around, then tapped at her keyboard. A second later, she jotted something on a sticky note and slid it over. "Room 314. Checked in an hour ago," she murmured. "Hope it goes okay." I gave her a nod and headed for the elevator. I wasn't sure what I'd find when I got to that door, but the second I caught those voices, giggling, bouncing off the walls, something in me just cracked. I rapped once, twice, then hammered harder. The laughs cut off like a switch. A beat later, the door inched open, and there he was, not Liam, not Tyler, some fresh dope who thought he'd hit the jackpot. Shirt half open, hair all mussed, looking ticked off. "Yeah, what?" I flashed a grin. "Hey, you must be the new guy on the roster." He scrunched his face. "Huh." Then Amanda popped up behind him, wrapped in a fluffy hotel robe, hair dripping wet, eyes bugging out when she spotted me. "What the?" I didn't let her get another word in. I whipped out my phone, cranked the volume, and hit play, her voice ringing out loud and clear from those texts. "He's got no clue." It's honestly hilarious. The guy wheeled on her, jaw dropping. "Hold up, this is your husband?" Amanda tripped over her words, lunging for my phone. "Shut that off." I dodged back. "Nah, no more ducking the truth." He ping-ponged his eyes between us, the penny finally dropping. "You said you were done with him, divorced." I smirked. "Yeah, that's her go-to line for everybody." He muttered a curse, grabbing his jacket off the chair. "You're nuts," he spat at her, then blew past me out the door. Amanda locked eyes with me, chest heaving, fuming. "What, you think you're some genius now?" I slid my phone into my pocket. "Nah, just tired of acting like a chump." She crossed her arms tight. "So what's your angle here? You after payback? Cash? Spill it." I gave her a slow, steady grin. "Already got the money back, sweetheart." "Your accounts? Locked up tight. Credit cards? Sliced and diced. That sneaky little pile you've been stashing?" Poof, vanished. Her face went white as a ghost. You did what? Turns out you weren't as slick as you figured. She came at me, claws out, but I sidestepped easy. You've trashed everything I had, she screeched. I let out a laugh. Nope, Amanda, you torched your own life just fine. I turned my back and strolled off, leaving her there trembling with fury. For the first time in forever, I was the one calling the shots. I walked out of that hotel feeling like a weight I'd been hauling for years, maybe my whole damn life, had finally dropped. Amanda had spent all this time smug as hell, thinking she'd played me for a sucker while she bounced between beds. She'd pegged herself as untouchable, some kind of queen bee. Not anymore. I didn't stop moving till I hit my car, slipping into the driver's seat. I fished out my phone one last time. New text from Alex, divorce is sealed. Your stuff's safe. She's walking away with Zip. I cracked a grin. Didn't need to get even, didn't need to shout or smash anything. Didn't have to wreck her, she'd already done a bang-up job of wrecking herself, and I just let it happen. Come morning, Amanda's gonna wake up to a bank account on ice, credit cards that don't work, and a nice legal slap telling her she's officially on her own. She chucked me aside for a couple of cheap flings. She lied, stabbed me in the back, and laughed in my face, and now she can stew in that hotel room, figuring out the party's over. I fired up the engine, that deep growl cutting through the quiet as I rolled out onto the road. Didn't glance back once. Amanda was the biggest screw-up I ever made, but walking away? Man, that was the smartest move I ever pulled.